hey, I'm on vacation every day because I love my occupation. Let's see what we got here. Okay, somebody want to know if I'm on what time zone? Eastern time zone. I live in Washington, D.C., actually a suburb, but sometimes I live downtown too. It depends, but this is for Eastern time zone. And that should be, let's see, let me get on live here, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, well, we got 7 watching there. Hi, greetings from Redstone Reddish Rose. Oh, there you are, greetings. Oh, thank you. Matthew is good. Mr. Lesko, I keep looking for my father when you say Mr. Lesko, and he's been gone for a while. He's a good man, worked hard. It's Joe from Harrisburg. Yeah, I'm from Pennsylvania, up the road at Wilkes-Barre. Were you there when the Flood Agnes, Joe, back in the 70s? Oh, Katie out in Idaho. I just did a lot of work in Idaho. And I don't know much about Idaho. Yeah, you had a question, Katie. I forget what the heck it was or whatever. Syracuse, New York, Janet. Oh, I know. I used to like to go up and do media up there. Don't much anymore. Vancouver, Washington. Yes, I just did a report for Washington. Lots of stuff up there, and particularly in housing. And that's what we're going to cover tonight. I'm going to talk about housing, you know, and really only federal programs. I mean, you know, housing. Oh, Portland. Yes, actually, I think I finished my for Portland. I finished the one stop for Portland. So if you go lesco.com/one-stop, you know, I got like 337 programs for people living Portland. You could download that soon. I mean, you can't do it right away, but if you order it now, in the next day or 2, I should have it up, maybe 3 at the most. I'm on my way to Continental Pizza. Wow! Yeah, boy, they're they're great. It's a Kensington guy. Yep. Boy, I smell that. I'm about 3-4 blocks away, and I can smell that pizza from here. It's great stuff. Joanna Cleveland checking in. Good. We need people from Cleveland. Cleveland used to be my best place to go and sell books on media. It was so many great media. I used to go in the morning. I used to do like 10 shows in a day there. I'm fine, guy. I'm fine. It's Saturday night. You're probably wondering why I'm out drinking and dancing and stuff like that. Because I got too much work to do. And time's running out. That's what old people take so long to do things. I said, that's stupid. If you're old, you got to do things faster, man, because your time's running out. Young people could do things slower. They got lots more time. Young people, we don't have much time. We got lots to do. Smoking herbs. Yeah, yes, it's legal now. Long Island in the house. Great. I just did a business report for Long Island. Lots of stuff everywhere, but I knew that for a long time. Hartford, Connecticut. Yay, Connecticut. Hampton, Virginia. Not too far, Aubrey. Aubrey? Okay. That's not too far at all. I like it down there. Actually, I was at Hampton. I was going down to see the eclipse, and from Washington, D.C., driving down, the traffic was so bad. I mean, we were going 20 miles an hour, if we were lucky, on 95, and we just went over by Hampton and that area and stayed the night there and came home. You haven't slowed down. No, time's running out. I got to go faster, man. I got to go faster. How do I go faster? So what do I want to do? I've been doing, you know, these custom reports. I'm getting down to, so I could do them by state, and that's the way you learn. You got to do stuff to learn. So if you're doing anything new in life, or you want to start a business, man, do it for free. Do anything. It's just so you learn. You do stuff. Just because, you know, what you have in your idea in your mind is probably right. Are you ready for Christmas? No, but I don't have to be. I don't even know what the hell to do. Kids are 30, 35. One actually is leaving, you know, for the West Coast, and they're sort of like hippies, and or actually they don't call them hippies anymore. They call them digital nomads. See, in my day, they call them hippies. Applebee's had a $1 Long Island iced tea till the end of the month. Oh, yeah, it was my kids that first introduced me to Long Island iced tea. I got drunk with them at a frat party. It was terrible. Playing beer pong. We won, though. We won. We won the beer pong. They're called hipsters in Portland. Yeah, Portland is hips. There was, who was telling me? Oh, they even have like... in Portland, a friend of mine had just moved out there. He said, yeah, two things. They have vegan titty bars and valet bicycles. So you drive up in your bicycle, they got valet people that park your bicycle for you. That's my grant for December. Terrible. It sounds awesome. Yeah, it does. Okay, well, let's go down. Let's do some work here. I'm going to go through a report to show you. Now, this is see. When you're looking for housing money, there's a bunch of places you have to do. Not only the federal government, because you have city governments, you have county governments, you have your state governments. Okay, so that's 3 governments right where you live that you have to check. Then you have nonprofit organizations, okay? And they're, most of them are going to be local. Long Island has 7 liquors in one, and that's why I got drunk so easy. And so you have to go to all those 4 places, and there's just no one magic place to do. What about credit? What about it? It depends. All these things, I mean, you have to check out. Every program is different. The only way you win is by checking it out. You can't trust me on that. I could tell you about the programs out there, the ifs, ands, or buts. They're all different. Some have this requirement, some have that requirement, some have no requirements. But don't forget, anything the government has is really for people who can't get it elsewhere. And that's what you have to bring. That's why you're the only need one. That's why you only need one. Oh, Long Island iced tea. We're still on that. Okay. So everybody, what you say, what's a requirement? I could say anything is a requirement, and that will be right for one of those programs. But your job, I mean, if you really want this money, you have to go out and check every one yourself, because it's local, it's different everywhere, everybody has different. Like now at the end of the year, they're trying to get rid of money, so they're more relaxed giving it out. But actually, the end of the government year just ended. It ended on October 31st. So you missed the end of that year, because that's why September, October is a good time to apply for grants, because they got to get rid of it. The poor bureaucrats have to make quota. So that's when you try to do that. And by the way, looking for grants, any kind of grants, where do I go exactly? There's 1,000 places. I'll get you some specifics soon. But you have to understand the system, about that, what's going on. Because now you don't need a grant writer. Don't get a grant writer first. Only get a grant writer. I mean, actually, government housing grants are one of the few places that really are grants. The other money you probably need in life, like paying your taxes, or, I mean, not paying taxes, paying your bills and expenses and stuff like that, it's going to hurt. Don't forget about anything the government does nowadays. Forget about it. I mean, it may hurt in the future, but forget about it for now. You want to do something in the next year or two, don't worry about what they're doing in Washington today. It takes forever to have anything happen. It'll be affecting, in the years to come, but this year, next year, don't worry about it. But don't worry about also getting a grant writer. Everybody worries about getting a grant writer. And actually, you may need one in housing, but most of the time you will not, because it's usually just fill in the blanks to do it like you're doing anything else in life, for money. Grants are really for nonprofit organizations, those big, heavy, complicated grants that people apply for. And unless you're a nonprofit organization, don't worry about it. You may have to do that, but don't worry about it until you get the application. The only way to know for sure if you need a grant writer is to look at the goddamn application you want to apply for. You're sitting here now dreaming about getting a grant and thinking, I better get a grant writer. Why? You haven't seen the application. So that's why, to me, I always say it's like getting a prom dress before you're invited to the prom. It's easy to spend money. So if you have to spend money on a grant writer, you first of all make sure you really need one, because most of the times you will not. Grandma from Paris, are you grandma, or you think I am? I'm in drag. I don't know. And that's right. Forget about getting a grant writer. You got to find out where the money is. You got to get that application. That's all you should do right now, is don't think about anything else, any other problem, except where those sources are. And that's what you want to know, okay? Because until you get them and find out about them and what the government has to offer, you don't even know. What's your gender? It's Guy Noir, maybe. Actually, I'm worried about him, too. But okay, so let's go through some programs here you have. Okay, how does naturally is the place to start. Now, HUD has something called HUD counselors. Okay, and if you go to HUD, you go into, oh, I'm sorry, really, IMAO. Does that mean something? I don't know. I was told by my tax man, monthly disability dollar banks don't see as income. I don't know. If you want to know if something, if you're on disability, you don't need a tax accountant. No, the government will do that for you for free. There's nonprofit organizations that will do that for free. You don't need a tax advisor if you're living on disability or whatever. And I don't understand that question, but the only way to get the fact is you could call, tell you the truth, you take a question that's a little vague and you call 10 accountants, they'll give you, 5 different answers you'll get. From 10 accountants. That's what it is. That's right. You just call a horse's mouth. To me, you call the IRS, somebody at the IRS, you wait on hold for a while and get the horse's mouth, and because then even if it's wrong, they forgive you. And that's it. Don't be paying the consultants to do this stuff. You get it free, unless you're rich and lazy. Then that's fine. And I'm here to take your money too. Whatever. But if you don't have money to spare, don't do that. You can get a better answer yourself, and it may just take a little bit, but that doesn't matter. That's how you learn to use the system. Disability, food stamps, jobs, etc. all count as income. Not really, but I'm guessing on some of that because I never really filled out a tax form. If you have that's one person's advice. I would look at it somewhere else, And actually, if that's all your income, there's probably no taxes anyway. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. I called him and asked to get a mortgage. Banks don't recognize monthly disability. Okay, that's a mortgage. And actually, you called, and that's traditional mortgage. You're talking about traditional banks, traditional mortgages, and stuff like that. Yes, but I'm not talking about traditional stuff. This is for people who don't have traditional money, and that's why. You're going to call traditional accountants, banks. I mean, so many times people go to the banks, no, you don't make enough money to borrow money from us. Well, that's why I don't have to borrow money. I don't have money. No, I say government programs are the opposite. They're there because you don't have money. And that's what you got to find. And it tell you, if you want to play the existing system, that's why everybody thinks needs money because the existing system. That's what it's set up. But you don't have money to do that, so you have to learn how to live in the cracks. And that's different. That's a different learning process. You can't go through the same, sources. You can't do Google because you're going to get what everybody else uses, and that's the existing system. And that's all set up for banks want to lend you money only when you don't have money. So you can't go to banks. You got to go to these other sources first. And that's what they're about. And there's all kinds of things. So it depends on your income. It depends on where you live and everything. But let's get through something. Okay, one thing. Okay, now here's a program. Houses 50% off. How do you like that? Okay, HUD has a program. Houses 50% off. You get a half-price house. Okay, so instead of paying $300,000 or $400,000, whatever the heck it is, you get it for $150 or $200. That means you have half a mortgage too, and that's what's neat about it. So you're telling me the government is going to lend me money? Yes, it depends. The real answer and everything, I can't promise anything. Everything I tell you, I can't promise anything. No one knows for sure until you go there and ask them and see what happens. If you don't do that, then just sit back and do something else. But that's the only way to get a live. It's sort of like looking for a job. You can't promise, here these guys are hiring. That doesn't promise that you're going to get the job. No, but if you don't ask for the job, you're certainly not going to get it. So it's the same way with money. And that's the important thing. You got to ask. The only thing I know for sure, you won't get it if you don't ask. Will you get it if you ask? I don't know. But I'll tell you where maybe the good place. Okay, 50% off. Okay, if you go to HUD.com and you're looking for, at the HUD portal, you're looking for this, good neighbor next door. Okay, this is for certain people. So again, it's different in certain areas of the country. It's different kinds of people. It's firemen, teachers, policemen, emergency medical people, and things like that. Do you take Adderall? No. I'm not even sure what the hell Adderall does, but I don't take anything. I think the more you're going to put in your body, particularly chemical-wise, the more it's going to screw up something else. Yeah, so the less you put in, the less you got something screwed up. And just exercise like hell, and and that's what I think, to me, is the best medicine. Man, it's just doing stuff and exercising. Because otherwise, I'll eat a horse or whatever. If you lose housing, can you apply for affordable housing in another state? The real answer is depends. You have to try. If you don't try, the answer is no. It won't give it to you. And nobody knows the right answer because it's so complicated. There's so many options. There's so many things to do. When I do a report, I give you like 150 programs in your state, for housing money, all kinds of things. Because now you could go on the internet and get crowdfunding money for housing. And they don't give a damn about your credit score or anything. That's what's it. I'm from New Jersey. I'm actually doing a housing thing in New Jersey now in Essex County. And so that's why the whole thing, and I understand, I get frustrated because I've been doing this so long, and I know too much, and that's a disability. And I'm trying to really affordable housing in Georgia. Definitely. See, every question you answer, I could answer yes, but I'm not positive you're going to get it. And I can't give you off the top of my head the one places. What I'm going to give you tonight is places to check so you get an understanding of what's there. Because where you live, it's going to be different. But if you check these things, then you get a feel of the kinds of things. Because you're not going to get, I'm actually about to do a report on the Vegas soon. I like your outfit. Oh, good. Actually, I still have my running pants on under this. But I got 20 suits. I wear them like this. Or weren't you on the commercial for something? Yes, I did commercials, a number of years ago. And selling this in books. But it was stupid selling books, particularly now with the internet. So where should I get started? Okay, I was trying to say it, but I get tied up and people asking me questions, so I try to answer that. Okay, so if you go to HUD.com, okay, here's a program, so it's 50% off. Okay, so you might have 50% off, and it's called Good Neighbor Next Door. Okay, so you could Google that right now. Actually, you could go to are you going to be in Essex County? I'm next time. No, I'm not, actually. I do this all on the internet now. But where the hell was it? Actually, okay, so you go to HUD and you search Good Neighbor Next Door. Okay, here's another thing. You go to HUD to try to find out what HUD is doing where you live. Okay, so in your state, if you go to HUD, you'll find out that you want to find what is in, say, okay, you're in Essex County, New Jersey. You could go to HUD portal. That's HUD.gov. Everything I'm going to tell you is either .gov or .org. Don't go to any .com because that's the traditional game, and that's, if you have a lot of money, then you want to go to .coms. If you don't, or want to know the bargains and stuff like that, then you have to stay. Almost 99% of the times, they're always going to be at .gov or .org. So just forget about all the other stuff. And so that's why if you Google housing grants now, you'll get 50 million websites, and you'll never see how does the UCC apply. Uniform Commercial Code. I'm not sure what that means. And I mean, it is, but not with housing. I mean, anyway, okay, so HUD, so if you go to HUD.com and look for what New Jersey has, just in their search bar, you'll put your state. Okay, so if you put New Jersey, you'll see they have special pages for where you live. See, these are the sources I contact when I'm doing custom reports. So the lady from Essex County, if I do a custom report for Essex County, this is what I'll do. I'll try to find, okay, what is HUD doing in Essex County? So I'll go to HUD, and I can put New Jersey. Don't put the county name yet. Put the state, because then you'll see they'll have a whole bunch of pages for the state. Like, okay, here's where to get extra money for buying houses. Here's where to get extra money for paying mortgages or fix up houses and things like that at that state. The money that the HUD is giving them. Now again, everything you get here is just a tip of the iceberg. So I'm just trying to educate you about the kinds of things that are there, where you start this stuff, how it's going to be. It's going to take effort, but that's how everything is in life, man. And that's the fun part of it. Is really, if it was easy, you'd be bored as hell. All you'd have to do is get the money, go to the bank. Get the money, go to the bank. Now you don't even have to walk to the bank anymore, right? That's an old saying. Just tuning in, please tell me more about the Home Advantage Down Payment Assistance. Well, I don't know. I didn't cover anything called that, but I'm just covering federal programs right now, and not all of them. I mean, there's really, again, I say about 150 programs, so I can't cover them all tonight. But I want to educate you about where these things are, how to look for them, how complicated this thing is, so you get through this and don't give up when you're looking. That's the other thing, because if you say, oh, this is too complicated, and you give up, and then you don't do anything in life, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so HUD sources. So you're going to go and find the 50% off homes for the good neighbor next door. You're going to search for, like for New Jersey there. Now also, HUD has a thing called homes for sale. Okay, so these are homes that the government has that they're trying to sell. So these are bargain homes. Okay, so they have a whole list of money. Okay. Several agencies have properties to sell. So the whole list of properties, so if you go to HUD.gov and you put homes for sale, you're going to find that. Dealing with banks, we deal with Title 12, right? I don't know what Title 12 is, so I'm not really sure. But again, I'm talking about if you want to go to the banks, see, to me, I don't go to banks. What I'm trying to show you where money is from government money. You're looking for that. Banks, they advertise, they'll find you, whatever. You want to find the source of the opportunity. The source of any opportunity is not banks. They'll be just the handler of the opportunity. What you want to do is find the source. So that means going to the government office. And the government offices or the nonprofits are the sources. And then they get the banks involved to process it and things like that. Okay, so the third thing, again, is HUD. Homes for sale, and there's a whole bunch of list of agencies there that have homes, bargain homes, if you're looking for that, particularly if you want to be in the real estate business or just yourself to get a good deal on a home. That's okay. Now HUD also has counselors. Three kind of free counseling. These are people you don't pay for. You don't pay a nickel for these things. See, if you go out and Google for help, like you're looking for a reverse mortgage, man, if you Google reverse mortgages right now, you're going to get every bank and financial institution. What about the ceasefire loading, get the hell out of my house plan? Don't know what that is, sorry. Reverse mortgages, if you're looking for a reverse mortgage, and Google that, you're going to get financial people just trying to get money from you. That's all they're going to do. They're going to tell you, they figured out what to say to make sure they get your money, and that's what they spend their whole life trying to do. So you can't compete with them because they do it too well. So don't do that. Go to HUD again and put reverse mortgages. Then you'll see, on that too, would HUD buy a building or apartment housing for me? No, nobody's going to buy anything for you. Nobody's going to give you all the money to buy real estate either. But it's parts of it. That's why you have to understand the system and see where you can get this kind of money here, where you get that kind of money over there. It's a system you have to learn, but it's learnable. Look, all the idiots that make money doing this. It's no magic. And really, another good way to learn it is go to a meetup. If you go to meetup.org, and look for real estate investing, go to those. They're free. You will learn how to invest in real estate. Some of them are trying to sell you packages, so ignore them. But most of them are free that you could just go and learn about real estate investing from other people like you that have been doing it for the last year, 2, 3, 5 years, and they're there really to share their information and expertise. Okay, but for reverse mortgages, if you Google that at HUD.com, you will find that every state, the HUD pays people do they go by your income? It depends. Yes, of course, that will be at some time and some whatever. I could get different sources to make a complete. Absolutely, you put it. That's how most deals, particularly if you're going to multi-property or something like that. If you're starting out, okay, if you're not sure what to do about housing or home or anything, and you just want to start in real estate, don't know, then you want to go to HUD.gov and look for counselors, okay? And when you see that, that's another one. They have free counselors all over the country. They're paying them, and this is what I put in my reports. I show you all the people where you live, these counselors. I have videos see, I go and interview these counselors and everything, so you know exactly what you're going to get when you contact them. So that's why I'm the only person in the world that has this kind of information, where I have, you'll get like, I don't know, 30, 40 or more videos of interviews of experts who give out the money, in these government programs, or people who've used the thing. Real estate generates currency. Yes, it can. It does for a lot of people. Money, I guess you would mean. So, at HUD.gov, you have reverse mortgage counselors. You have buying a home counselors, okay, and you also have foreclosure counselors. They're all free. So if you're worried about, you have a current home now, and you're worried about what that may happen, well, they're free. You can call up, make an appointment, or whatever, and get ahead. Well, if you're late, don't forget everything I'm saying. I'm recording, so whatever you're watching me on, it's going to be there forever, longer than me will be here. I mean, alive. So it'll be there if you missed part of what we talked about already. Okay. Okay, now if you live in a rural area, there's 3 programs that are in. And this is at USDA, U.S. Department of Agriculture. They have 3 separate groups of programs. One is a direct loan program. Okay, so if you Google this, USDA, and then single family housing direct home loans, and your state. So if you do USDA, single family housing direct home loans, and then your state, you'll find this program. Okay, single family housing direct loans. So these are loans directly from the government to buy. So no bank involved. They're doing the home there. Okay. Now they have another program called single family housing repair loans and grants. Single family housing repair loans and grants. That's USDA. So that's actually the Rural Development Office of the USDA. So this is smaller towns. So we're all famous. Yes, we are. And you find that program. See, so that's single family housing repair loans and grants. Okay, so that's 2. And that's all going to roll. Or then you go to the third one is single family housing guaranteed loans. Single family housing guarantee loans. I send Super Chat. Do you keep the money? I didn't understand. I missed that. If I send Super Chat, I'm not sure Super Chat. Do you keep the money? Kyle, I'm not sure what Super Chat is. Is that on YouTube or what? I have a service where we talk. $1 a minute is all I charge. And usually in about 15-20 minutes I could get you going on anything. And that's lesco.com/talk, TALK. Okay, so now we're still at USDA, and that's single family housing guaranteed loans. Okay, so that's the thing. So they're the main thing that the federal government has. See, we're only talking federal government. Now this is just it's on YouTube. Oh, I didn't know that. So that's a chat, Robert, on YouTube? Should I sign up for that, or you give money? Oh, I see there's a little $sign here in this thing. I guess I have to figure that out. But then if I have to do it one-on-one, I guess it's one-on-one kind of thing. See, I got 3 things. I'm on Facebook, Periscope and YouTube right now. But I guess I'd have to be one-on-one so we could chat that way. That's interesting. I'll look into that. But if you want to do that off of that, oh, $1. Hey, well, thank you, Kyle. Hey. Yeah, I'm going to get the money. Thank you so much. That's the first time I've had that. Well, that's how nice. Donations, probably. Oh, I see. That's what it is. Oh, well, that's sweet of you. Thank you, Kyle. Do you have kids to get housing? Do you have to have kids? No. Yeah. And don't forget, you're not going to get, do these grants help black people as well? Yes. I'm Michael Jackson reincarnated. Great. And you don't need money at all. And yes, all the things you could say. I mean, and I could say no. Just, if you're black or have kids, I could say no, too. Because some do, some don't. And they can't discriminate. So, I mean, if they are blatantly, anything in the government can't give you money just because, or can not disallow you to get money because of your race, color, creed, or age, or any grants specifically for people with disabilities. Yes, they are, and they're at the federal, state, local, and nonprofit level, particularly for housing. There's a lot there. But also, you should also, even if you have a disability, they're only one of the grants. So you're also eligible for all the other programs, So don't just dismiss it. That's why it really is, it's a game of kicking over rocks and seeing what's there, seeing the landscape, and truthfully what will happen is that you have an idea in your mind now of what you want to do or how to do it or whatever, and so you're looking for that answer. And if you get out there and start looking, you'll see there's so many other things you didn't even know to ask for. And that's why I wear the question mark suit. You don't know the questions to ask. In other words, do you know to ask about loans you don't have to pay back? No, you're looking for grants. But in housing, there's an awful lot of programs that give you a loan, but you never have to pay it back. And you don't have to pay interest. So if you're going out and asking just for a grant money or something, only money you don't have to pay back, you're going to miss them. See, that's why you don't do that. You're just looking for financial assistance. Just say, any office, I want to buy a house, I'm looking for financial assistance or what my options are, kind of thing. Because people, even in subsidized housing, rental, they could use that subsidized voucher to buy a house. Oh, that's nice to hear, thank you. I don't feel smart a lot of times. It's difficult nowadays to be smart because nobody really knows what works. It's very complicated out there, and most of the ideas that we have in our head right now probably don't work, and we keep learning that every day. Where do I find this assistance? Be specific. Well, there's no one place. I mean, what I do is try to, somebody said, where do I find that assistance? I'm trying to give you some sources to start. I do research reports, and I do a report, like a housing report, wherever you live. I'll send you like 100 or more programs for where you live, and I do all that research. So that, I mean, I'm trying to explain, how you could find those too, and start learning where these things are. There is no one place, except if you spend $50 for me to show you all the housing programs where you live. Other than that, you can start learning this yourself. But what I can give you is for free too, to help you learn. Here, this. Oh, I forgot. See the one on top, letsgo.com/5 free. You could go there and download a report that shows you a bunch of free organizations that will help you find stuff. And these are all free research organizations. So if you want to do this research for yourself, and particularly people ask me, well, where do I go? Well, see, it all depends where you live. That's why I just try to get your education level up a little bit about what the system is. Yourself, you have don't have a lot of time and everything, and so you want one magic place, and I understand. I'm normal too, and you rock. Thanks very much. Oh, nice to hear. But life is more complicated than that, and if it's one place and it's that easy, that means there's probably nothing left. That's where the real good stuff takes effort. I want to train you how to use research, because if you believe in Google, then you're never going to find anything. If you think Google is the way to find anything, thought you said use.com or .gov. No, well, this is me. This is my website. If you're looking for programs, I'm a .com. I make money doing this in my life. But it's .gov.org. Yes, when looking for sources of money and help, that's what you want. Is only .gov and .org. Forget about everything else. But this first one up here is that's a sizable report. I also sell it for like $20, but I want more people to learn about this, is to start doing the research yourself. If you don't start using the system, then people will keep taking advantage of you. Do you have a Facebook page? Yes. It's Matthew Lesko. It's free Lesko, I think, on Periscope. Yeah, free Lesko. That's the same as Twitter. But something happened to Matthew Lesko on Twitter, and I can't get into it. I'm locked down. I don't know what the hell happened. Anyway, yes, and I do. And actually, there's I may do Instagram soon. There's a live feed. I know I'm probably going to do that too, because the more people. Am I Matthew? Yes, of course. I'm Matthew Lesko, and it's just all about education. I think. See, now, like what's happening in Washington now? Okay, see this. See what really disturbs me living in America is that. Well, like the budget now, this new tax grade. Okay, we're going to go into debt, $1.7 trillion. Clint, as a country. So you and I, because we pay taxes and this is our government, we're going to debt for $1.7 trillion. And the fat cats figured out how they're going to get like 80% of that $1.5 trillion. So they're going to get over $1 trillion that we're going to give to fat cats in this country. That's what they're going to get out of the tax reform. They're going to get an extra $1 trillion. And they say that everybody else is going to get it too, but it's not, and nowhere near the amount that these people are getting. And Matthew spends hundreds of hours of doing the work, so you can yourself. Yes, well, I got to eat, is really, so I appreciate that. But and if you see the details, I can't get a lot of detail. They just made it public yesterday. But all the experts that looked at this, if you make $75,000 or less a year, in the beginning, in the first year or two, you're going to get maybe some tax break. And then it goes away. By the end of 10 years, you'll be paying more taxes than you ever have been under the current system. And the millionaires in this country will get an extra $1 trillion. So that's like every millionaire will get an extra $1 million. And we're going to pay more taxes. So what is our tax money going to give all these rich people more money? And then the government has to borrow money because either they're paying they're paying it, and we're in debt. They don't have a bank that they're giving them money. It's debt. So now we have to pay these rich people interest to borrow back the money because we're in debt. It's crazy, yeah. And so at least, and see, I used to work for the rich people. That's how I learned all this. I worked for Fortune 500 companies, and I'd go around Washington, find all this stuff, and they make trillions and everything. I was saying, I was making billionaires out of millionaires, yeah. And that's boring. And because I'm from a small town, Wilkesboro, Pennsylvania, I didn't know anything about these programs. And I said, God, why doesn't everybody know about this stuff? And so what I do with my life now is trying to show the average person there's a lot there, for anybody. So like it's buying a home, but you have to learn the system, to take advantage of. There's programs set up for no incomes, no matter what income you are, whatever. You're a millionaire. If you're a millionaire, you could get unemployment money. What the hell are we doing that for? If you're a millionaire, you could get an extra $8,000 to train for a new job. What the hell are we doing that for? But if you don't have money and you're out of work and need a new skill, to me, you're the person who has to know about that program. And you're not going to hire somebody like I used to be who would charge $10,000 to show these people where it is. I'm trying to know in my work now, how cheap can I get this to you guys? So that's why the one thing now, that's why I only charge like $1 a minute or whatever. I don't know how long I could do this or whatever. I may have to raise the price, but I'm trying to make sure, that I get it at a reasonable price for everybody. I don't want to be everybody. I have an MBA, so I know all business stuff and had lots of businesses or whatever, and the kind of business I have is the people who make a lot of money are the people who charge their ass off. They charge a lot of money. Like lawyers, that's what they do. They charge you $400 an hour. It's nothing in this town for a lawyer. Isn't that crazy, man? What the hell you do that? And what they're doing is going to the government, getting the law, and telling it to you. When instead, you could call the government and talk to somebody who wrote the law. And they have to talk to you and tell you about it. That's what I've tried to do, is show people about that, to get the power. See, if you don't think you have the power and you think you have to give money to somebody to make money or get along, no. We live in a democracy and it's great. It takes effort, but you can do it yourself. Everybody, and see, people selling you something are just figuring out how to get your money, and that's what they spend all their life doing. And I don't want to, I'm going to spend my life finding something you could use. I'm buying a Ford Taurus, then I'm going to put the Clint in front of it. What's a Clint? I'm not sure. That's true. Matthew, one of my most favorite books in the Bible, books of the Bible, Thou Art Blessed. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my other brother is John, Matthew, Mark. Yeah, and his middle name is Mark, John Mark. So we were pretty Bible-oriented at the time. So let me get you another few sources for housing. There is something that you should know about in housing. It's called the Federal Home Loan Bank Board. Nobody's going to tell you about that stuff, because what they do, they give grants and other people and other kinds of free money to banks to give away. So it's federal grant money that's going through grants, but it starts at the Federal Home Loan Bank Board. So if you Google now, Federal Home Loan Bank Board. My birthday is next month. Good for you. I guess you mean January. Federal Home Loan Bank Board. And then there's like 7 regions. And so you could see what region you are and go to them, because they all have different programs. But that's the way you find it. See, that's why I show my reports. But you could find that too. And it's Federal Home Loan Bank Board, and you find the region for you and you see the programs. And then they'll tell you which banks where you live have those programs, and that's what you want to do, and because you want that special program. It's just for you to get a grant, part of grant money to fix up the house or something like that, and that's where it is. So so the government just play the game with us and make poor people poor. Yeah, it's not the government. I think it's people who want to be richer are making the rest of us poor. I mean, that's why, to me, money's like a drug. It's never enough. I mean, why do these billionaires? We have the rich in this country have never been so rich in the history of this country, and they think they need more money because it's going to create jobs. They have more money than God now. If there were jobs to create, they'd do it. What they need to do, if they were smart, like Henry Ford was, is give the money to people so they have customers. The only way you start a business is if you have customers. Nobody's got money. Then you don't have customers. I mean, that's what I'm always looking for in a business. Simple economics is, it's not, you have a pile of money. If you don't have a customer, it doesn't matter. So that's stupid. But when you get into that spiral, it's like ice cream. I can't put away that mint chocolate chip ice cream too until that you know, a half gallon of ice cream is gone. Yeah. And the stuff in life is addictive like that, and you know, people just don't shoot straight too. So they tell you one thing, and like in this tax bill, I mean, they're saying, oh no, you're going to make all this money, and it's just absolutely, I mean, it's not true. You know, I mean, they had there were 42 economists that analyzed this, and only one said that it will create jobs or something like that. But everyone else said no. You know, and it's just crazy. But it's and trying to be more aware of that. There's, you know, that sort of train, you know, coming down this pack now. You know, that train has left the station. How do we contact you for one-on-one? Letsgo.com/talk. Here, letsgo.com/talk. See on the bottom? Letsgo.com/what? Do rich people know that they pass away? They don't take the wealth with them. Yes, but see, they're also trying to save it for their kids. See, I don't want to leave any money to my kids. I mean, unless they were really hurting or something like that. No, they got to start to create stuff themselves. That's what we're doing. So we're perpetuating. That's what I think is wrong with this country, is stupid rich kids. Because everything's handed to them, right? They get all the good colleges, they get all the good stuff, they get all the good jobs, everything. They don't have to work for it, you know, and so they don't know, you know, how to really do it. And how to create something for the rest of us that's unique instead of hoarding money. I mean, to me, life is giving. It's not, you know, taking and trying to see how much you could get or whatever. You know, it's silly. So how do we give more to everybody else? You know? And that's to me sort of like the limits of capitalism. I think capitalism is cool because it tells you if something is worthwhile that you're doing, you know. And so they show you with money, hey, yeah, that's good stuff. You know, otherwise you think it's cool yourself, but if nobody, you know, wants it, so it's like making love to yourself, you know, and that's not fun, right? It's more fun to make love to somebody else. Aren't you Pee Wee Herman feller? No. I remember him. Actually, Pee Wee's Playhouse. I used to love it. You know, how frenetic it was and all this stuff going on. I mean, that's what I think is great. Living like that. Just having fun every second. Otherwise, you know, you're going to go out quickly and have fun doing it. Okay, guys, well, I get it. We'll cover another stuff on those grants, because we got the federal, we got so much stuff, you know, to cover. This stuff it keeps coming new. Was there ever a problem that pays you to live in a certain, was there ever a problem that pays you to live in a certain home? Yes, it depends on what you mean by certain. See, I mean, again, you know, what's interesting, thank you, Matthew, for a good show. Enjoy the dollar. Oh, thank you, Kyle. Yes, that's right. These questions are disrespectful. Yeah, some of them are, but I try to answer them and not get pissed, but because I know they're struggling too, just like the rest of us are. We're all struggling in the world. Yeah. Nobody knows hell what to do. You know. And that's why it's sort of like a dog, particularly a dog gets beat up, you know, then it's going to be nasty to everybody because he thinks everybody beats him up. So that's why you know, I'm trying to be respectful even of stupid questions because I know it's coming from somewhere and it's important. It doesn't sound like it to me, but how can I judge somebody else's life? We can't. We're all struggling too much. So, okay, guys, I will talk to you soon. Oh, tomorrow maybe, see what goes on tomorrow. What's tomorrow, Sunday? Yeah, why not? Okay, see you later.